Basically, what we are hosting this meeting for is to provide a platform for our young and emerging scientists to present their work. As you can understand, it's very difficult for our students to go to international conferences because of the cost, obviously. So we have a local conference where we try to bring together the researchers, the students, and people from our control programs to basically discuss challenges for the scientists and the students to present their work, indicating how they're trying to overcome these challenges. Also, you would have seen from the program, we're looking at novel techniques to now control malaria. There's a lot of issues regarding insecticide resistance, drug resistance, climate change, as we saw, is now playing a big role in malaria transmission. So since everybody works kind of on their own areas of speciality, we thought bringing in people from all these areas would be great, so that we can look at the bigger picture. We can see what is happening in the country, the region, and even on the continent with regards to malaria. So over the next 3 days, we hope that we will create an awareness amongst our scientists and control staff as to the research that is happening. We don't want people to duplicate research. It's a waste of resources. So a forum like this creates awareness amongst the scientists and students as to what's happening. And also it provides us with an opportunity to educate the public with regards to malaria and what we are trying to do to control the disease.
So Goodbye Malaria is a public-private partnership that was set up together with two founders, Robbie Brose and Kim Lazarus, and of course myself. It really was put in place to ensure that we can help accelerate malaria elimination in Southern Africa. Most of the work that we do is in Mozambique, because that's where the highest burden of disease is, and we see a lot of imported cases coming across the border. The organization now has been running for just over 11 years and has been involved in this partnership with 3 countries, South Africa, Eswatini, and of course Mozambique.
One of our biggest challenges as we are moving towards malaria elimination is the movement of people. We get people that are infected in one country going and being diagnosed in another country. And if the country has mosquitoes but no parasites, the mosquitoes are able to bite those people that have come in from, say, Mozambique into KwaZulu-Natal and cause local outbreaks. So that is what we are trying to prevent. In terms of cross-border, the Nando's Foundation is involved with an organization called the Lubombo Spatial Development Initiative through Goodbye Malaria to try and strengthen malaria control efforts in South Africa, Eswatini, and southern Mozambique. We also have regional projects, like we've seen the Elimination 8, they're involved in the 8 southernmost African countries. So we are all working together on the vector and on the parasite as partners in the region, not sitting in our countries and looking at our small pieces of research. As was famously said, mosquitoes do not require passports and visas to cross international borders. And in most cases, the international borders are artificial constructs. Families are living on either side of the border because they were there before the border came in. So there is a lot of movement for people to visit family in South Africa and in Mozambique and Swaziland, but in fact they're just moving 50 to 100 meters because across the border, and that's going to be one of our biggest challenges once we get to elimination. Because to get to eradication, we have to also not have any imported cases. So we must have 0 local cases and we must have 0 imported cases, and we are getting quite close to a target. In KwaZulu-Natal, we've had about 50 or 60 cases, and Mpumalanga, we've got a few hundred cases. Limpopo, a bit of a challenge. We've got a few cases numbering in the thousands, and this is mainly because of its borders with high transmission countries such as Zimbabwe and Mozambique. But by working together, we hope to be able to overcome this challenge, not only as a country, but as a region.
We need to show leadership. The reason we as business people got involved in malaria was we felt we could make a difference. Our skill sets could be used together in changing policy and creating resilient, sustainable implementation on the ground. I'm a firm believer that malaria can be beaten. I've seen it happen over our 11 years, and I know that South Africa should be taking a leading role in Southern Africa. If we drove the disease out of Africa from the southernmost tip going north, keep creating a new high-level watermark for the disease, we could easily be on a road to continental elimination. It's going to happen one district, one province at a time. And so that's why Northern KZN is such a milestone to achieve elimination, followed by Mpumalanga and then Limpopo. We're doing exactly the same in Mozambique, where the southernmost districts in Mozambique are really close to elimination right now. And so I think that as leaders within this room, we're able to deal with the challenge that we see now with climate. We're able to deal with the challenge we're seeing with resistance, both resistance to vector control as well as the biological resistances we see to medication and the like. So I think we're in a strong position. We have the leading researchers, we have the leading academics, we have the leading minds in the country when it comes to implementation and access. And so I think we're in a strong position to get it done. There's something that Robbie said that is critical to all of this. We got to get shit done. And that's where we lack. In the implementation, where the rubber hits the road, is critical to the success we're going to need. Climate change is now, but it's not something of the future. And so to win the war, we got to start today and make it happen.
One success is that we are able to match students with professors. So people come to this conference to not only learn about what's been happening in the past year, but they also meet up with professors who are researching areas that they are interested in. And we are able to link the appropriate student with the appropriate researcher. So I think apart from creating awareness, sharing expertise, I think our greatest achievement is developing the next generation of scientists to take over from us. If you looked around the room this morning, you would have seen that quite a number of the scientists are aging, and we really need to develop the younger generation to take over the baton to get us to elimination and then to eradication.